Street Beefs, what's up? It's going down in the scrapyard. It's your boy Firechicken, back at it again, kicking it with chicken. All right, everybody, we're at the dawn of the event taking place tomorrow. Yes, we're at another one. We do this every month, every single month, no exceptions. The only month we've ever taken off was December last year. But we are doing it. Sosa is first. Welcome to the chat, bro. Bro or bro at, I don't know. But welcome. I hope you're a subscriber. I made this one open to non-subscribers as far as being able to comment. I'm hoping to pick up a couple more subscribers to the channel because you know what? We put out really good content, and I believe that everybody should have access to it and be able to get notified as soon as it comes on. So what's up, the boss? And that's what subscribing gets you, is it gets you that notification that, hey, a new video's out. 205 boxing champion in the house. We got a fighter. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. We all appreciate it. Anomaly, another fighter in the house. I hope you're here tomorrow, bro. Anomaly, we are starting at 9 a.m. tomorrow. I know you're punctual. Don't show up before 9, but it is 9 o'clock. Illuminate the state. Another fighter. Hey, bro, thank you so much for that badass icon, that not thumbnail. What do I say? Logo you made me. That is fire. Straight fire. I'm going to use that. You've made some great logos. So I'm just kind of gonna be. I got my Sasquatch t-shirt from Hawaii. Sasquatch has been to Hawaii, believe it or not. These will be available tomorrow. Yep, these hats. I'm gonna have t-shirts available. I'm gonna have some large sweatshirts available. So if you want it, I got it. Food vendors will be there. Sugar Hill, shout out. Coming out again, every single event, having fun at the events, making food. Philly cheesesteaks. I like that Philly shell. I like that Philly cheesesteak. I'm going to get me some of that grub tomorrow. Maybe get a little action in tomorrow. You never know. You never know. So we got some big matches coming up tomorrow. Bam Bam, what's up? And speaking of matches, I was supposed to go up against you. But that's okay. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. I'll wait till next month. How about that? I hope your jaw's feeling better. That was a hard shot, man. You missed Sugar's food. Yeah. Sugar Hill's got some good food. Sugar Hill's got some food that I don't need to be eating too. You know, like those cinnamon rolls, those dank-ass cinnamon rolls. Those full-size pies that she makes. She's gonna have some of that stuff tomorrow. I might get one of those pies tomorrow. Those things, yeah. I don't know what kind she's got. She probably got like pumpkin pie, festive. It's like calling into work. Mitchell, man, it's like calling into work. Yeah. What's the fights you have so far? You know what? I only scheduled 2 fights because I know how it goes. Don't be choking that chicken. Not before a fight, right? Shout out from Top Knocker, Noodle Knocker. Yes, see you tomorrow. Yes, yes, yes. Can't wait. We got to get some training in, but you know, things have kind of been a little rainy lately, as you know. Plus, it doesn't hurt sometimes if you like try to contact me and be like, let's get some work in. Worst I'll say is no. I don't feel like it, but you know, sometimes it's hard to find that motivation. But yeah, so we got a couple matches lined up for tomorrow. I want to talk about those kind of in detail because they've both been coming for a long time and in more ways than one. So look, the first one I'll talk about is the one that it's probably our most popular division in the scrapyard, and that's why we're having a title fight for it tomorrow. Hey, lights out. What is up? I think I got you a match for tomorrow. Yes, we'll talk about it then, though. So we're good. Would you ever consider ranking system? That's too hard to do. To be honest, like I've already got so much stuff I'm doing as it is. I'm not trying to take away from anything my team does. They are awesome. They do a good job at the jobs that they do, but I am running a lot of stuff on my own. So look, I'll break it down really quick, and then I'll get back to those matches that I was going to talk about. So look, how this whole thing works is it's really time consuming, and I'm not complaining because I love doing it so much. I love what everybody gets out of it. I get personal satisfaction out of putting these fights on and impacting people's lives. Oh, maybe top 10. Yeah, we could do something like that. In fact, I do that sometimes. I'll make top 5 videos and stuff, but I'm gonna do one coming up that's a top 10 scrapyard fighters. I don't know what the criteria is, but we're gonna figure it out. So anyway, the stuff that I got to do. Look, I got the Facebook group, right? We started that group out with nobody, and I built it up to over 20,000 members in that group. 20,000 is a lot of people. Think about it. I mean, how many? Do you know 20,000 people? I don't think so. I don't know 20,000 people. I don't know. I probably don't know 1,000 people, like name wise, face to face. At least I can't remember them. So anyway, we got 20,000 people. I manage that. I got a group of people that do a lot in that group. I got Jeremy. I got Sunshine. I got Buddy V, Tiger Dragon. Anyway, we're all moderating the group, and I put those guys there so that they could handle the group. And I think for 20,000 members, we have a damn good group. I mean, let's be honest. The amount of crap that I get on my notifications about something going wrong is minimal. So the mods in the group are doing a great job. I can't thank them enough. So we got that. I run that group. I keep track. I keep track of all the fighters. I'm constantly having to message people. No limit in the house. I keep track of all the fighters. I have to manage waivers. I keep all those on hand. I edit all the videos, which takes 1 to 2 hours each video to make because I put a lot of care into them. I had to learn how to video edit on my own. Thumbnails, geez. So the thumbnails for the videos, I'm doing all those on my own. That's a learning process. I have to gauge what the audience wants, and I have to adjust my artistic vision based on what the audience wants. Simo in the house. I'm sorry you can't make it tomorrow, bro. We'll miss you. Let's see. Until some Zippy tries to get Firechicken nominated. I can't get nominated for Fighter of the Year. I don't do enough fights. I just put the fights on. I do grappling matches. I don't count those. You know what? I just want to get in there and do something. That's at the end of the day. That's what it is. It's just I want to be part of something that's going on. That I can't say I've entirely created it. I got to give a shout out to Scarface Streetbeefs. Started it in 2008. We're just running everything the way that he wants it ran, and I mean he's the one that started everything. So what's up, brothers and sisters? Kevin from IT. I don't want to say it again. Grappler of the Year. So I don't like giving myself awards, guys. I feel like it's kind of tacky. Like, oh, I could make up a belt for myself. I can make up a grappling belt for myself. Or I could give myself an award. I can nominate myself president of the Scrapyard. I prefer the term king. No, just kidding. But I don't know. I just don't really feel like, because I don't want to put all the attention on me. The fighters are the ones that should be getting they're the ones that should be getting all the attention because they're the ones out there doing the work. Yes, I'm putting their videos out and putting them in the spotlight for them to see on a large scale, but they're the ones doing the work. I do a couple things for myself every once. I'll throw out like you know, Firechicken's best submissions or something. But yeah, I think I just do that mainly so that people realize that, you know, I do stay active in it. I'm not just a host. I'm not just an announcer. I actually know how to get in there and scrap too. But it is very difficult to be able to do this all the time. Full-time job, family, um, scrapyard, editing, running that, and then working out. So I have to manage my time better, I guess. Let's see. Supreme Leader. I like that one. Kevin, when you coming back? There's people we could get you against. In fact, I got somebody. I think I know somebody I'd put you up against. What about Seek John 14? I think that would be a good match. You guys are like 215 ish. Guns down, gloves up was actually around before Face started it. It doesn't matter that it was around before Face started it. Face made it popular. Face brought it into the spotlight. Now everybody uses it and say, well, it was around before Face started using. Yes, it was around, but people didn't really know what it was. I mean, the New York Times documentary and all those different entities looking in on Streetbeefs, that's what made that slogan popular. I mean, I can come up with any slogan right now, any slogan I want, but until somebody grabs it and makes it famous, it doesn't mean anything. I said BJJ doesn't count on your fight record. It doesn't count on your kickboxing, boxing, MMA record. It's its own separate record. That I just want to put that out there. So fighters, when you go out to the scrapyard and you want to do grappling matches, do it. It's experience. It doesn't count against your fight record. If it's a good match, I'll put it on the Scrapyard channel. If it's a meh match, I'll put it on the GoPro channel. But you know, it's all experience, guys. That's what the Scrapyard is, though. You're going out there, it's unsanctioned, right? Which I don't think that really means a whole lot. Let's be honest, guys. If you go and train at a gym and you're doing these sanctioned fights, you know, what exactly does that sanctioned title, what does that really get you? I mean, I did sanctioned fighting. I did it for years. I've had 5, 6, 7 like sanctioned matches. 4 of them were MMA, boxing, and then I did BJJ matches. They were at sanctioned events, so I guess you could say those were sanctioned. So, you know, I did my fair share of them, but that didn't get out to anybody unless I videotaped it personally. Nobody would see that today. I mean, I could just make it. I could say I had 20 fights before I got into scrapyard, and who's going to deny it? Who's going to argue with me about it? There isn't anybody that could, because you know what, we just didn't record that event. So sanction stuff to me is just like whatever, you know. You get a fight every 6 months, and the amount of experience you get out of that when you're only fighting like every couple months, or I mean not every couple months, like every 6 months or whatever, you're slowly moving into that. I mean, if your end goal is pro, then it doesn't matter what your sanctioned record, amateur record is. That goes away when you go pro. Get in all the experience that you can. Get into a good gym, train, come out, get matches in, go do your sanctioned matches, come back, scrapyard, sanctioned, scrapyard, sanctioned. You're doubling the amount of experience you get. Experience is that's the factor. You make the rules, we break them. Yeah, I guess I'm not religious, so let's see. The scrapyard is the best because you get real experience. I think I think that people that put down the scrapyard or street beefs or backyard fighting in general, because it has a stigma of being a little bit unprofessional as far as like not taking precautionary measures. We take very high precautionary measures. In fact, we take better precautionary measures than I've seen at some sanctioned events. So, what's up, C. Jeremy? It doesn't mean that, yeah, Jeremy, you're right. Sanction doesn't mean that it's safer or better. I mean, yeah. What about my first sanction fight? I mean, it was just a smoker show, but there's no video on it. Let's see. Would you box Jake Paul? I would box Jake Paul just for the clout, for the notoriety, for being anybody that's a fighter will box Jake Paul. Especially the people that think they can beat Jake Paul, because you're beating somebody that is in the spotlight. Okay, when you're in the spotlight, everybody wants a piece of you. Would I beat Jake Paul? I don't know, man. Jake Paul's a big dude. It's nice to have confidence, but Jake's not going to fight anybody unless it's a big payday and that he knows he has a good shot at beating. So when people go and they call out Jake Paul, and they show up to his fights and they're like, I want to fight you, that means nothing. It means nothing really, because he's not gonna get outside. He's not gonna fight a nobody for no money. I mean, do people want to watch him fight a nobody? No, they want to watch him fight Mike Tyson. Why? Because Mike Tyson might knock him the F out. Let's come. I mean, really. I got to get the check, but watch out for that knockout clause. Let's see, Jake Paul, Logan Paul. You know what? If Jake Paul and Logan Paul were really, really smart, they would box each other, because, or at least, I mean, okay, look, they're both undefeated. They're both YouTubers. They're both big names. Everybody knows who they are. Shit, dude, why not fight each other? Beat the crap out of each other. I mean, you've called him out on IG, yeah. He ain't gonna fight somebody he doesn't know. One person. So speaking of IG, I'm trying to get somebody to respond to my messages on IG, and it's Bigfoot Bay. Bigfoot Bay. If you watch these, if you end up watching this, I'm saying we're up in Washington State. It's Sasquatch's backyard. I've been following you on IG. I've seen you on TikTok, all these different places, and I think it would be really cool if you came up and were the ring squatch. I got signs. You could do each round. It would be phenomenal. Hell, I'll even dress up in my Sasquatch outfit to announce the fights. Fake sanction pro matches. Yes, you are right. Those are so fake. You know what he should do? He should be an actor, because he's well, no, he kind of sucks at acting, to be honest, and fighting. I don't know. When you got 380,000 subscribers and there's only 2,000 people watching your videos, there's something wrong there. Swift Eagle landed in the house in the scrapyard. I hope you come back soon. We'll have more people. I mean, you fought the best of the best last time, and you hung in there. You did really good. Plus, you're fun to hang out with. Washington State, we don't have a commission or state commission officials. Department of Licensing, Access Sanction Board, and required terms to be filed. Yes, that's partially why we don't get any guff from them. We also stay legal. I'm going to throw this out there as much as I can, because we stay legal. Why? Let's see. It's a mutual combat state. We're not doing anything illegal. Nobody's getting paid. We don't pay fighters. Fighters don't pay us to show up to the fights. There's no betting. There's no money exchange. All of this is just put on YouTube. It's just filmed and put on YouTube. Yeah. Sorry, I had a thought and it went away. If you pay fighters and charge admission, you only need to be sanctioned if you pay fighters or charge admission. There's the charging admission thing. So if you're charging admission, yes, you would have to be sanctioned. But as far as amateurs go, amateurs don't get paid. There's no difference between our fighters in the scrapyard and an amateur fighter. There is zero difference. Some might argue skill. Okay, I can go to a sanctioned event with no experience and I can still get a match. That doesn't mean I'm any better than a backyard fighter. So they're amateurs, no difference. And I've even seen pros that are kind of like, you know, when you're like 1-30 as a pro, you probably should have stayed in amateurs, or 0-13 or whatever. Jive Joker versus Ben Askren. You know what though, Jim? I mean, you can try, but why would Ben fight Jive Joker? No, nothing. Jive Joker's an awesome freaking boxer. But like, does Ben Askren know who Jive Joker is? Does the world yet know who Jive Joker is? Because once he makes it big, and I mean he could if he pursues that path, you know, he would be able to land big fights like that. But what I'm trying to say is these big name fighters, Ben Askren, Logan Paul, Tyrone Woodley, they don't want to fight normal good fighters. They want to fight big names because that's where the money's at. Do you think Ben Askren would get as much money fighting a newer, like a pro level guy, like a new pro, like say Jive Joker? Would he get as much money fighting Jive Joker as he would fighting Jake Paul? Hell no. It's because of the notoriety, the how big of a name Jake is. That's why those guys want to fight each other. That's why celebrity boxing matches are, I think they're good for boxing because it brings people back into boxing. But people want to watch interesting stuff. Myself personally, I don't watch a whole lot. Buddy V in the house. I got to stop to say what I'm saying, just to say Buddy V in the house. Can't wait to see you tomorrow, bro. People want interesting, and as far as me as a backyard fight promoter, what I've noticed, the fighters that have personality in their intros and style in their fighting are the ones that get noticed. Look at Shinigami. He's got style, and he backed it up with that detail fight, with that head kick knockout. Instant viral superstar. Okay. You can be the best fighter in the world, but until you get your name out there and get people's attention, you're not going to be the most popular fighter in the world. There's been heavyweight champions in the last 30 years that people are like, who is that guy? Well, you know what? Everybody knows who Mike Tyson, everybody knows Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. I mean, these names people know, but there's ones kind of like hanging in the shadows, and unless you were like really into boxing, people don't really know because they weren't very charismatic, or maybe they had boring fights. People have gone pro from Street Beef fights. That is true. People have gone pro because Street Beefs is experience. You get experience, you get into a gym, you get a good trainer, you do amateur fights, you do Street Beefs fights, whatever, you move up, you get a pro contract. The rest is all up to you. Gash can't be Fighter of the Year this year because Gash was Fighter of the Year last year. So that's why I made that video for her the other day that was a culmination of all of her fights packed into one video. I suggest you look it up. Klitschko Brothers. I didn't want to say it, Ron, but that's exactly who I was talking about. Boring. I mean, not unskilled. Definitely not unskilled, but just not that entertaining to watch. People want to watch knockouts. That's why the heavyweight division has been popular lately, because Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder knocking each other down. You don't know who's going to win the fight because it's back and forth, back and forth. That's what people want to see. But not saying that somebody that doesn't do that is not as skilled. In fact, there have been people that are more skilled. They're just more of a points fighter, more of a strategy fighter. So it's just different types, you know. At the end of the day, you know, do what's best for you. Do what gets you that win. Let's see. Can anyone come watch the scrap? So you have to contact me if you want to come watch the scrapyard. We are closed to spectators, but I do make exceptions. Like I can let people come out and watch. So you have to get a hold of me, and I'll write the scrapyard email down here. And you actually, since I'm a really busy person, you have to contact me kind of frequently and be like, hey, remember you said you're gonna let me come out? Is we still good on that? I'll be like, oh yeah, okay. So I'm gonna put the okay. Okay, that's our scrapyard email. I'm gonna actually pin it to the top so you guys don't lose that. And you can use that to sign up. I prefer 100% prefer Facebook messages in our scrapyard group with 20,000 members. That would be the best way to get a hold of us. So yeah. I understand why people call Gash a girl. If he was a she, wouldn't he be fighting? Who even? But I don't understand why that is a big deal to anybody. Thanks, Jeremy. Look, why do so many people make a big deal about Gash's identity? Who freaking cares? Gash is in there getting better every single fight, putting in work. So whatever, you know, Gash has improved immensely since the first time she came out and fought. She told me when she first came out that she would fight anybody, and you know what? We haven't had another female in the scrapyard sign up. So what I want is I want people to support our fighters and not kind of put our fighters down. And Mike, I look, don't flame Mike. Don't go after him. He is a good member of the scrapyard. I see him on the YouTube channel all the time. And I understand some people, you know, question that whole thing. And I'm just, you know, I just don't want, but you do, because you keep saying the opposite of what we're saying. It's clear that no matter what, Gash has said how Gash wants to be referenced and all that. So why not just, you know, have some respect? Anyway, off the subject, whatever. I'm, you know what? It's gotten me into a lot of fights. And I don't mean that. I mean me sticking up for our fighters. Because if you come out to the scrapyard and you're willing to get in the ring and fight, you are worthy of that respect for me to defend you when people, and I don't get a chance to go at everybody on YouTube. That would be insane. But you know, if I'm scrolling through a fight and I see, you know, people saying a lot of bad stuff about a fighter, sometimes I'll put a post up and say, hey guys, you don't understand, like everybody starts at a different level, you know, or hey, you know what, this opponent that this person fought was really good, you know, cut him some slack. So I stick up for our fighters. I had to kick a few people out of the group. Well, one because of the Gash thing, but another one, exactly, Juan. I don't understand why you need to get it to respect it. That's a good point. Anyway, there was people in the group or in the YouTube section that I had to or no, I'm sorry, I had to kick people out of the scrapyard because they had a problem with Gash. Like, wow, like it doesn't even affect you in any way, but you have a problem. And they only made it to one event before I kicked their ass out, and they were never allowed it. So that caused this other dipshit to start flapping his mouth, and that guy, he he's talking crap about me on his YouTube channel and stuff, and which is funny because the only reason I met that guy is because the fight promoter that put him in the ring to fight a pro set him up to lose. And I contacted him and told him, hey, you're fighting a pro, a legit pro, and you're going to get your ass kicked. And he's like, thanks for the heads up. He went in there. He got knocked out in like the first or second round. No big thing to the promoter, because they like to put people up. They like to purposely offset the outcomes of the match so that they have fights, which isn't the right thing to do. It gets people hurt. Don't agree with that one bit. If you see a mismatch in the scrapyard, it's not intentional. It's usually based on the fighters putting down a higher skill level than they truly are. So anyway, that guy, he starts in with me. I kick him out of the group. Whatever. We're better off without those guys. So I don't like to kick people out. I don't like to just kick people out. I like to give people a chance. Exclusive content. What's up, Cole? Thanks for joining. I might be getting rid of the exclusive content portion, because I put everything up for exclusive content, or I'm sorry, the early access. I put everything on the early access, which is like your early fights. But the fight's the day after the event. But if I put out a fight and I have it edited and everything, I will put it out for everybody in even exclusive content. So, but just know that might go away eventually. As you can see, these guys that have belts next to their name, brown belts high, that's like 6 months of being a supporter of the Scrapyard that way. So very much appreciated. Or like me and Solo was 221 and he was nearly 280. Yeah, but heavyweight though, look, that was not that. Kevin, that was not an unfair match at all. When you get into heavyweights, sometimes the weight doesn't matter as much. Sometimes. Everyone digs their own grave. Yes, true. If you are a crappy person, usually you end up finding your own way out of the scrapyard. If you agree, yes, I've had people fight heavier people because they come in and say, hey, I want to fight, this heavy guy. Scarecrow versus Nick the Brick. Speaking of Scarecrow, let's get into this. We got a title fight tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Title fight for the 155-pound title. Now, Doughboy was the title holder, is the title holder, but Doughboy lives in Illinois and can't make it out very often. Well, he hasn't been out since he was supposed to come out and fight. He did come out to fight, but his opponent backed out of the fight. And then his other opponent ended up leaving the fight after he agreed to the fight, which I didn't like at all. So, but it's been too long. It's been too long. So we're putting that belt up for grabs. And if Doughboy comes back, he gets a title fight. Just like that. So this is a MMA 155-pound MMA title fight going on tomorrow. And it's Scarecrow, who is, I think he's 3-0. I think he's 3-0. Yongshi, Nick the Brick, 3 or 4-0. And then we got 2 Explosive, who is, has he lost? He hasn't lost yet. I think he's like 3 or 4-0. Sorry guys, if you're in here, I got to remember a lot of records. So that's gonna be an interesting fight. Both these guys bring something different to the table as far as the type of fighting that they do. So I really can't wait to see that fight tomorrow. And I don't make fight predictions, but if you were to secretly ask me, who do you think is going to win that fight tomorrow? I would have to straight up say I have no idea, because those guys both have an equal chance of winning that fight. I like straight down the middle. So I see everybody talking about it. Oh, everybody's talking about the other fight. We do have another fight going on. Oh, he did have that loss to Scotty Showtime. Well, yeah. I mean, Scotty is Scotty. But let's get to Scotty. How about that? Scotty doesn't have any losses to anybody. Scotty's 3-0. And I figured, you know what? Actually, let's get to the beef part first. So Scotty and Viking Warrior got into it. And those guys got a little bit of bad blood against each other, a little bit. They don't like hate each other or anything. It's a competitive thing, you know. They both want to be the best. So I was like, you know what, beef fight, we'll do that. We'll do that fight. MMA, hell yeah. Viking, you know, he's gonna step in there and do MMA. You guys think the Viking is just a boxer? Man, he used to do MMA. So there's that. Dre, I don't think Dre's fighting tomorrow. He didn't sign up. At least I don't think. But man, Dre is another one that's really rising up. I can't wait to see Dre fight again. But anyway, back to Scotty's Showtime and Viking Warrior. Okay, so these guys kind of got a bad beef with each other. Well, the other day, Thomas Castleberry, TFW, make sure you check him out in Lacey. Nobody, they didn't forget about Dre. Nowadays, everybody want to talk like they forgot about Dre. But anyway, so yeah, Viking Warrior versus Scotty Showtime. So there's a little bit of a beef there, and I'm like, Thomas Castleberry gets a hold of me. TFW says, "Hey, Viking's down to like 174." I'm like, what? Viking down to 174? That puts him at the same weight as Scotty Showtime. You know what that means, right? 2 undefeated fighters, belt, MMA belt, up for grabs, never been fought for, brand new, 170-pound MMA title fight between those two. Now, if you didn't know, you're going to know, when you fight in the scrapyard, you get a 5-pound leniency on title fights. So, Scarecrow 3-1. Who did he lose against? I gotta find out. Who beat Scarecrow? Bam Bam's fight name is Bam Bam. He fought No Limit. I gotta find out this guy, Scarecrow. Let's see who did he lose against? Oh, he lost against Turco. Okay, shout out Turco. So he's fought Dexus. He's fought Nick the Brick. He fought Yang Shi. Yeah, all right. Well, I mean, Turco beat Scarecrow, but let's be honest. Turco is a boxer. Scarecrow is a kickbox MMA fighter. I'm not taking anything away from Turco. Turco's a great boxer, but Scarecrow stepped out of his element to fight a good boxer, and he lost that one. But it doesn't matter. So, yeah, that fight was great. Turtle, no, he didn't fight Turtle. You gonna lose to Dre or Scotty respectfully. Yeah. What's your fight name? Bam Bam. Boom, boom. Yeah. So that's gonna be a title fight. So that's 2 title fights tomorrow. We got some title fights coming up in December, probably January. You know, get out and get some fights in. You get some wins, you're up for grabs on a title. You might want to start looking at what titles are open so that you can get in there. Really quick, everybody, go and give this right down below, right there. Okay, there's a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up because it helps our videos. I'm not even joking. You wouldn't think that it does, but it actually helps our videos get like put into the YouTube algorithm. So thumbs up and subscribe. You please be a subscriber to the channel. You don't want to miss out on our fights. Is there a grandpa title? Do you want to make a grandpa title? We could do a master title, something like that. I don't know. But I don't know. I'm not going to order a belt for it and everything. That's like the grappling title, guys. Like people have said, why don't you do a grappling title? I thought about it, but to be honest, I would just be giving myself the belt because the way I want to do it is the most grappling wins, not who beats who in grappling. Because, I mean, obviously, if a 280-pound guy that's a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu has it, it's like, I'm not going to be able to necessarily go out there and beat that guy. So how do I get the belt from that guy without making a bunch of weight classes? Okay, I fight a bunch of people my weight, or do grappling matches against a bunch of people my weight. That way I can win and overlap his amount of wins and be considered the lineal grappling champion. Whatever. Let's see. 6 months from now, knee should be fully healed. My knee surgery. All diesel, no brakes. Have you fought out here before? I don't recognize the name. Who's all fighting tomorrow? Shoot, man. Ruckus. I could go through the list. Let me do that, guys. What city in California is the West Coast Streetbeefs in? Bam Bam, it's not in California. They can't do fights in California anymore. The commission down there cracked down on Streetbeefs West Coast and all backyard fights. I did want to talk about this, is backyard fight organizations. Don't let me forget that. Remind me. Backyard fight organizations, please. I don't want to forget that. I want to look and see who's fighting tomorrow. Look, you guys can just go to the YouTube or the Facebook group and scroll through the event section. That's going to tell you who signed up. Terrifier versus Morningstar still happening. As far as I know, I haven't heard anything from Morningstar, but Terrifier's ready. He thinks he's already got that belt, but I mean, everybody's got a chance. So, and I mean, Morningstar is undefeated. So, Chicken, do you see Big Pit versus Cheese and Gumby was in attendance? After Cheese won, he pointed at Gumby and called him out by name, even though I believe there's a pretty big weight difference. What? Gumby? Like our Gumby? Big Pit versus Cheese. I don't know who they are. Please explain that to me a little bit better. I want to know more about that. Is Facebook group just called Street Beef Scrapyard? It is. And there's a page and a Facebook group. The Facebook group you'll see has 20,000 members. Morningstar. I'm not one to talk much. That's okay, bro. I that's fine. Some people aren't. I just want to keep tabs on people. Like I reached out to Scotty Showtime yesterday because I hadn't heard from him. I wanted to confirm the match was still going on. So I pulled his waiver and called him, and everything's good. So just checking in. I'm glad everything's good. Colorado and the UK. That sucks, Jeremy. It does. Okay, backyard fight. So nobody reminded me. Thanks, guys. Backyard fight organizations. Why is Streetbeefs and the Scrapyard and the West Coast and all these different groups, why are they better than other fight organizations? Oh, thanks, RD. Better late than never, right? So why are we better than other fight organizations? Well, for one, we make sure we're up on the laws in the state so that we're not doing anything illegal. We don't do anything illegal by money wise, any of that. Yeah, at Face's yard after Cheese won and pointed at Gumby in the crowd and yelled Gumby. Gumby's in Washington State. So Gumby's not over in Virginia. Are tomorrow's fights going to be exclusive only? Exclusive only? What do you mean by that? Are you talking about like early access and stuff? They're never, I never make any of the fights required to pay for by a membership. What the membership gets you is what the membership gets you is the fights aired early on an alternate angle, unedited, for a very small fee, monthly fee. Okay, so you get to watch all the fights early, but all of our fights end up going public. throughout the month. It takes me about, it depends on how many fights we have, but I span them out. I space them out. But we do get all the fights out to the public edited for free. So that's why sometimes I get a little mad in the comments section, because people go on there and they start complaining. It's like, you realize that you're getting free entertainment. Everyone's so picky on their free entertainment, but to be honest, a lot of our fights are better than the stuff that you see on TV. I don't know who Cheese is, Juan. I really wish I could say that I had time to keep up on all the fighters, all the branches, and watch all their videos, but I really don't. I would like to, but it's really time consuming, people. So we are better than, anyway, back to what I was saying. We're better than other backyard fight organizations because we keep up on laws, and we know the fights are starting at 10. I want staff there at 9, fighters at 10. Oh, geez, Jeremy, please stop. I almost liked it when you're speaking German more, because it was easier to ignore you. Oh, Fair Play's coming out next month. I'll have to look up Cheese. Anyway, why are we better than other backyard fight organizations? RD, thank you. Why? Because we hold safety very high. We stay within the boundaries of the law, and we don't make it just about fighting. If you come out to the scrapyard and you think that we're just doing fights out here, you're wrong. We've got a community. We have a kind of a family going on at the scrapyard, and the main branch, Streetbeefs, does too, and the West Coast does too. We all have that feeling because we're trying to change people's lives. We're trying to better each other. We're trying to get experience. We're trying to test ourselves. Money does change the whole dynamic of the fighting. If this was about money, I would hate doing this because it's so time consuming. It'd be like a job, but I don't think of me running these fights as a job. I might call it a second job, but to me it's a passion, because I look forward to editing the fights. I really do. It is time consuming and difficult sometimes, especially when I lose audio or something in the middle, in the middle of the month or in the middle of the fights, whatever. But they present a different type of challenge all the time. Worse than a job, it is organized gambling. Let's see. She's has some serious skills. You got to check him out. I'm going to look him up. You've been part of OG since 2016. Me too. I don't even think like a lot of people in Streetbeefs realize how long I've been a member of Streetbeefs. I've been back there when freaking Teflon Ted was a moderator in the group. You guys don't even know who that is. I was back there around the time that Sunshine came in. So I've been part of that group for a long time, but I was stowed away here in Washington. Nobody really knew who I was or anything. I was doing sanctioned fighting. I thought I was better than everybody. But here's one thing about Streetbeefs and the scrapyard, and I have learned so much from Streetbeefs as far as how to treat people when it comes to fighting skills, witnessing things that I never thought I would see come out of fighters that aren't formally trained. It's really changed my perspective on what it means to be a fighter, or what it means to learn a skill. Learning a skill doesn't guarantee you anything. I can teach a person all my knowledge, and if they don't apply it correctly, they could lose to anybody. So, let's see. Remember announcing that Firechicken was from Washington State in his first match, and people were very surprised. I was very surprised. I was the first fighter from the West Coast. Get this. Streetbeefs. I was the first fighter from the West Coast to go over there and win a match. To my knowledge, there hadn't been any fighters fly all the way from Cali, Oregon, Washington, over to Virginia and win their fight. I believe I was the first one and the second one. Since then, we have had people win matches. I'm not number one. I'm not. I just enjoy learning how to. I guess it's the kind of chess match aspect of boxing and jiu-jitsu. Those two things, boxing and jiu-jitsu and wrestling, those are all what I like to do. You guys know that already. You're in my heart. Jeez. First round Street Beast, when I talked to Icy Mike on his live video, he gave me tips about learning. Yeah, I haven't been able to talk to Icy Mike in a while. I have talked to him before, but he's kind of a big name now. I've left comments and stuff, but he doesn't really respond to them. But when you've got that many followers, sometimes it's hard to see those comments. Sometimes they don't come up. They don't get they don't pop up for you. So let's see. Cheese is. You guys are still talking about cheese. I really gotta look this guy up. Went to VA to fight. I asked you if I was anything in Washington. You said, "Give me time. I've got something in the works." I like Menace Mike. I met Menace Mike in Virginia. Cool guy. Is there another Gumby in Virginia? I don't think so. Never heard of another Gumby. Cheese is an important part of your diet. Yes. So are prunes, probably. Let's see. Use Control F and search for who you want in large comments. Wait, what? I didn't know you could do that. So how it worked. Okay. Story time with Firechicken. Let's talk about how the scrapyard started. Let's talk about that one, everybody. I'm going to start from the beginning. How far back should I go? Should I tell my life story? You say it now. We got life story around fighting, which is going to take more time. My life story I'm fighting, starting off when I actually started doing fighting. My life story of fighting after I fought in Virginia. Tell me which one you want to hear. If I get 3 responses, I'll pick the one that has the most votes. Because I know I've told these stories before, but every time I come on here, it's like a different audience. I don't think you know what you see. Let's see. Anybody? Which one? You start from Virginia. Okay, that's fine. Virginia. All right. I'll slightly behind Virginia. So been a fan of Street Beefs for a long time. Followed him in the Facebook group. Didn't really know who I was. Contacted Scarface a couple times. Said, hey, my work sends me out to Virginia sometimes. And he says, oh, yeah, bro, come on, if you make it out here, come on out. Looking back, he probably got like 100 messages a day. And I was just like some person that's like, oh, hey, I might come out. So whatever. So one day I'm at work and I get told, hey, you're being forced to go to Virginia for 2 months, 3 months, 2 months. Yeah. And I was like, no, I don't want to go to Virginia. I want to leave my family. Well, they're like, well, you know what? You're going to Virginia, whether you like it or not. And so I went to Virginia, whether I liked it or not. But as soon as I knew that I had to go to Virginia, I started contacting people. I'm not going to talk about who I contacted because in retrospect, it wasn't my fault because I know none of us knew back then, but you can figure it out. Traveling welder, yes. Yes, federal worker. I don't know if I should say that, but whatever. So I got a hold of somebody I don't really care to mention their name. We did a lot of sparring. I met another guy that used to run a branch of Streetbeefs. Did some sparring with that guy. Let's see who else. But the one thing was then I got a hold of Scarface. I said, "Hey man, yeah, that's Mike. That's who it was, and regrettably so. Whatever." Okay. Anyway, so I contact Scarface. I'm like, "Hey man, I'm in Virginia." He's like, "This is a Thursday or something." He's like, "Hey bro, we're gonna do some sparring tomorrow. Or we can put together a sparring, thing for you." I got video of it. Yeah, exactly, Mike. I got video of it. I just took I just made them private on YouTube because I don't want to have those up. Yeah, it's giving you an aneurysm. As long as you make it to the event tomorrow. So anyway, I contact Scarface and I'm like, "Yeah, I want to come out." He's like, "Okay, so we'll hold a special sparring session for you, tomorrow." So I'm in like Chesapeake area, right? If you know Virginia at all, and they're in Harrisonburg. So I put it in my Google Maps. I'm like, shit, that's 4 hours away. Damn. Whatever. I got a rental car. Karate Gandalf, medical buds. So I jump in throw my gear in my rental car. I drive. I drive and I drive. I drive for 3.5, 4 hours to Harrisonburg. I get to the city. I'm on these back roads. I'm on these back roads and I find. Sorry, I heard a sound. I find where I'm supposed to brick house that you're fighting. I find the house, the OG yard, the original Satan's backyard. I find that. I park. I get out. It's raining. And guess who it is? It's Scarface. Imagine if you will, watching somebody for 2.5 years, 3 years on TV, and then showing up at their house and meeting them. I mean, you get to see like how tall they are, how they. I mean, but it's almost like you already know them because you see them talk all the time. But it's kind of surreal. You're almost like fanboyish. You kind of want to be like, you know what I mean? Kind of hard to explain. So I go back there. I see Satan's backyard, and I see it from like all angles now. I'm seeing like all the different angles of it. I'm seeing where everything is. I'm seeing that it was actually like a smaller area than I thought it was. And I get back there, and Scarface introduces me to two people. Well, he introduced me to his wife, and then Big Ben and Iraqi Assassin. And so I had about a year boxing when I met all of them. And they're like, "Hey, let's get some work in," and we did rounds. I got all those rounds on. I got the rounds online if you guys want to see them. So you can type in like Scarface versus Firechicken, or Scarface versus Iraqi, or Firechicken versus Iraqi Assassin. You'll find it. It's video. It looks like it's kind of dark, but you can watch that stuff. They recorded our sparring session. There's some, I think, Wu-Tang Clan music playing and stuff. So I did some rounds with those guys. It was a really light spar. I was used to a lot heavier sparring because that's how my coach trained me. So it was really light, and we had a good time. And Scarface did an interview with me. So you can type in Firechicken like interview, and you'll see me. I think I'm wearing a Spider-Man or Venom shirt, and he does an interview with me, and after the interview, he's like, "Hey, bro, like we're having some fights next weekend." Like, really? He's like, "Yeah, why don't you come out and do a fight?" It's like, "Shit, man, I'm there." So I drove another 3.5 hours back to my hotel, all excited, putting up pictures and all that stuff. And I didn't have a YouTube channel. I didn't have a YouTube channel yet. I just had my personal YouTube channel, which actually is the GoPro channel now. I put some sparring stuff on there. Um, I got pictures, whatever. So then the next weekend comes around. I show up to the fights. I got my Green Hulk shirt on. I drove out there solo by myself. I roll up. I got my Street Beef shirt on that Scarface gave me after our sparring session. He just handed me a shirt. Be like, "Here you go." I mean, talk about like, hospitality. And he lets me come to his house and train. He gives me a shirt, invites me out to the fights. So I come out, I show up with my shirt on, I park. I'm walking in, and it's a little bit different atmosphere this time because you got all these fighters that I've seen multiple times, ones that I've known for the last 2.5 years that didn't know me that I watched online. I seen Vandal. I met Italian Tyson. Um, what was his name? Prodigal Son. The refs. I met. Trying to think of what's another name. Rob Vandal. That's Vandal's brother. But anyway, I got a bunch of pictures of people, and I did my first boxing match at the Streetbeefs OG yard before they did interviews. They didn't. So back then, they didn't walk up to you with a camera and be like, "Hey, tell us about you." They didn't do that stuff. OG yard, small. I don't even remember how small the YouTube was back then. I guess I could go back in the Wayback Time Machine thing and look up how small their YouTube channel was. I should look that up. I'm interested in knowing. It's hard to tell. Let's see. So one thing I'll say about my trip to Virginia and my first fights is I'm going to link this to you guys. And I'm going to link this to you because it's kind of funny. And I'll tell you why it's funny. So go to this. It's the ESPN article about Street Beefs. We got this hat. So go to that link. ESPN was there filming, doing a documentary. Strelka's not on another level. They're not. I mean, their videos don't do any better than Street Beefs videos. And as far as subscribers go, Street Beefs is very close to Strelka. Strelka blows. I'm sorry. Street Beefs blows Strelka out of the water in the United States. The fights, the U.S. Strelka fights don't do nearly as good as the Russian ones. Yeah, I know they're fighting for money out over in Russia. I don't know if they're doing that here in the States, but yes, I've seen King of the Streets. Everyone always brings that up. They're like, it's like the holy grail of backyard fights. Well, I mean, how would you guys feel if I put out one fight every 4 months? I think that they're fighting on cement. I don't agree with that. It's bare knuckle. It's just you're giving people what they want. They want grit. They want they want to see people get hurt. That's not the goal of the Scrapyard or Street Beefs. Anyway, what's funny about that article that I just posted is if you look at somebody's T-shirt, it says what's it say? It says steroids equals weakness. And if you look two people 3 people over? Yeah, exactly. You'll know. Tell me if you've seen that. Let's see, I got a message. All right. Okay. Back to the live, guys. I'm still here. Don't leave. Exactly. Okay, back to my story. I know I'm dragging this out. So I fought in Virginia. I fought a guy named Deadpool. He was 1-0. He fought MMA his first match, not that day. He head kick knocked out. If you type in Streetbeefs Deadpool, you'll see his head kick knockout. It was pretty violent. So he agreed to box me, and I knocked Deadpool. I guess I hit him with a hook uppercut. So I doubled it up, and he dropped his hand. You can defeat him, you just can't kill him. Freeze him in ice. There you go. Except on points. So it was like a hook uppercut, kind of twisted his neck, knocked him down, and he quit. He was like, hell no. A good solid punch. So that was my first experience with Streetbeefs. My second one, I talked to Scarface that day. I did a little bit of sparring after. And Scarface said, hey, come out. We're having a December, I think it was like December 2nd or 3rd or something. He's like, hey, come on out. We're having more fights next month. I said, man, I'm there. So I started training a little bit harder. I started running, lifting weights, and really getting ready for that next fight. And I showed up. It was even better. You know, I got to meet even more people. I got to see some iconic fights. Italian Tyson versus King Leo. I got to spar King Leo last time I was at Neutral Corner. He's pro now. Shout out to King Leo. That I wish Illuminate. I wish you would have recorded that, bro. Man, I wish you would have recorded that. Because to me, as being a fighter and getting a chance to put my skill set up against somebody else's skill set is it's kind of that whole Goku mentality of Dragon Ball, how he just wants to fight the best people. But so I had my second fight at Streetbeefs. He was like 155, 160. Yeah. He was short too. I got a picture of me standing next to him, and I'm 185. So Bam Bam, if you want to message me on Facebook, I can probably pull that picture up for you after the chat and get it to you if you want to see it. I got a picture of Vandal trying to kiss me, as well as some other fighters too. But yeah, so my second fight, I went up against this guy named Steady Eddie. They were he fought a guy. He was so Steady Eddie was 1-0. He fought, and he was more of like a street fighter. And I basically just exploited his sloppiness. I knocked him down a few times. But I eventually ended up in the third round just landing a hard right cross that just jarred him, and he just quit right on the spot. He said, nope, I'm done. You'd think third round, though, you'd want to ride it out, but I don't. You know what? Those guys ride with the underage fondling league, so I don't associate with any of those guys. None of those. I don't think any of you guys should either, to be honest. You know, if the guy that runs that organization is, yeah, I don't want to talk too much about that. Oh, you remember when Firechicken first came around? Okay, so then Virginia is over, right? So I come back home to Washington State, and I get back to boxing with my coach, and he says, "Hey, bro, why don't you build a ring in your yard? You know, we'll start training. You can throw fights and all that." I'm like, man, I don't know. It's like that. it just seems like a lot. I don't know about any of the laws or anything. I made excuses up. I had doubts. And then I think, I don't know what it was, but I just started thinking like, you know what, I can do this. I had such a positive experience in Virginia at the fights that I had such a positive experience that I wanted to be able to provide that experience for people here in Washington. Yeah, those are the only fights I have lined up. I'm not doing the fight lineup until tomorrow. Too many people flake out on me, and so I'm doing the official matchmaking tomorrow. I had to learn how to event plan and everything, Jeremy. I mean, think about it. It's called necessity, is what it is, guys. When you're backed into a corner and you have no way out, you can either make moves or make excuses. Excuses and blame and all that stuff, that won't get you anywhere in life. You have to make goals. You got to write your goals down, and you got to do what you got to do to accomplish your goals. That's how I started the scrapyard. I went for it. I wrote down I was in it doing a job at work where I was having to sit a lot, and I wasn't able to have a phone. And so all I had was this and a pen, and I would sit there and I would just think about starting my backyard fight group. And I would write down everything possible that I would need to look into. Wrote down different people's names that would be potential fighters. I wrote down all the rules. I wrote down the fight rules. I wrote down the expected rules when you're out there. I wrote everything down. I mean everything. I planned this huge thing from the bottom up. And I mean, I had a template. I had Streetbeefs that I could kind of look at and see like some of the stuff that they did. And I knew that they did things a certain way for a certain reason, whether it was legally or it was efficiency. And I planned some of that into my stuff, and I built a ring in my yard. I used 4 poles, some bungee, and some pool noodles, pipe insulation. It wasn't the best, but it was functional. Built it in my yard while I was home on a COVID break. I didn't have COVID, but I shouldn't even say that word on here. But on a break, and I built it in my yard. I started a YouTube channel. I started having my friends come over, my coach, and we used to just spar, get some video in, and then it's like, you know what? Why don't we do an event? Started talking to some people, like, hey, do you think you could maybe run my camera? Hey, do you think you could referee for us? Which was Gimp. Hey, do you think you could maybe be security? Like Ben. And then we have our first event, and word got out, and I had people show up to the event that were like, hey, are you looking for a sponsor? That kind of stuff. And by the way, we went from Scrapyard Fights to Street Beef Scrapyard after talking with Face about it. He liked that idea. And so we did it. We started our first event. It was a train wreck. It wasn't efficient. I was awkward as hell. Everybody it was just kind of, the camera setup wasn't right. The angle or the type of effect I want on the camera wasn't right. There was just a lot of weird stuff. So the second event rolls around, things are looking better. I still suck at talking. And it just progressed. It progressed and progressed. And we had a guy come out and shoot camera for a couple months and gave us some insight on what we need to do with our camera setup, and made some good looking film. We took December off in order to build our cage. Had a lot of contribution. We had a lot of people out sacrificing their time. It's where I met Anomaly. By the way, Jeremy, he has been a timekeeper in the scrapyard since the first event, because he was in our Facebook group when I started the Facebook group Scrapyard Fights. I'm sure you remember that. And I said, hey, anybody want to be a moderator? And him and a couple other people said, yeah, I'll do it. It's like, all right. So he moderated the group. He's one of the first moderators in the group. And then he came out to the fights and time kept and been doing it ever since. Never missed an event. I don't think you've ever missed an event. You're probably one of the only people that's been to every single event. Jeremy was a good guy. You're right, Jeremy. Jeremy was a good guy. I don't know so much now. But it's evolved into going from a YouTube channel with sparring footage on it to 58,300 subscribers, 20,000 Facebook members, and all really in under 2 years. Why? Because internet. That's why. Why? Because I don't take no for an answer. If something's not working right, I fix it. I found out when I first started doing these things that you got to pursue what you want to do, and there's always a way to do it, whether it's the group or any of these things inside the group. I pursue them. I find a way to make it work. That's why I'm always so open to ideas. I'm always asking, like, hey, everybody, you've got any suggestions for the scrapyard? Why? Because I'll brainstorm it a lot and I'll think about it. And if it benefits the fighters or the yard or makes things better, I'll consider it. And then I'll make it work. What do they call that? If you, not if you build it, they will come. That's kind of what we did too. There's a certain term. It's if you, whatever. Yeah. Training session with Firechicken. Yeah, we could get a training session in. Those are always open. If you guys ever want to come out for a training session, I want to start doing them in the summertime more. Hypothesize and realize. That's not quite, but that was like visualize, and there's another way of saying it that I like, that I prefer, but not if you believe you can achieve. It's shit. It's really bugging me because it's one that I really like. Anyway, it's still bugging me. I can't make it stop bugging me. Favorite pro fighter? Favorite pro fighter. I'd say probably like Vanderlei Silva, George St. Pierre, Randy Couture. I'm from that, like, I would say like the second generation of the UFC. I would say that's like second generation, but I like those ones. No, it's you're making me think about it again. If you yeah, visualize and materialize is close. That's close. Matt Hughes, as a fighter, yes. As a person, I think he's not a good person. You can look that up on your own. I think his wrestling was really good. His shots, yeah, but GSP too. I think a good double leg, that's what's missing. A lot of people lack that. Paul Harris, do you know Paul Harris, the heel hook, freaking leg destroyer? He had a good shot. Let's see. Yeah, prisons are. Tito is another one. Yeah, Tito was good, but I don't know if he was quite as good of a wrestler as GSP or Matt Hughes. Maybe I'm just thinking because like he could never really take down Chuck Liddell, but Chuck Liddell had legendary takedown defense. Fedor Emelianenko, there we go. Probably my favorite heavyweight of all time. That's when a guy is so like boring looking that they are actually like it actually works for them. Guy just he just looked like he looks like somebody went out to the crowd and said, "Does anybody want to fight in a ring?" And he doesn't do anything. He's just sitting there like this blank look on his face, almost like a One Punch Man. He's almost got like that One Punch Man look to him, where it's just like eyes are half shut sometimes. And I think Iraqi Assassin's a good fighter. Good boxing. Yeah. Lomachenko. Shh. Oh, geez, Jeremy. Let's see. Who do you think has a chance of going pro in the yard? Oh, okay. Who do I see as pro material, like right now? Okay, let me think back here. I don't want to boost up egos. That's the thing. I think that it shows a lot about a person when they pursue professional training. I'll say that. If you're good, but you want to become better and you pursue professional training like at TFW, so I think I see potential, and I'm just going to name a few people. I see Dre has potential of being a professional fighter from like watching his progression is what I'm seeing. I think Scotty Showtime has. I'm just kind of going with the younger fighters here, guys. If people are older, like obviously Viking Warrior and Jay Gotham could go pro. I think that they have a good shot at that. So I'm going to mention that. Guys like that could do it. Hell, like if I was younger, I could go pro too. But that isn't something that I wanted to do. I didn't want to go pro. So anyway, Too Explosive. I see a lot of potential in him. I don't want let's see who else. Real Lion, I see potential in you. Don't get a big head, bro. Keep training hard. Terrifier, work on them hands. And that guy could be a freaking monster. Having that wrestling base, jeez, a guy that big with wrestling that good. Preacher Son, big time. Yeah, big time. Gumby, big time. Could eventually go pro. I think Gumby needs more fights. I think the Gumby had a good thing here, getting experience in the scrapyard, and I think he needs more of that. Epic Tan is another one that I think is a guy that I see that has a lot of potential. Work on your ground fighting. You've got really good stand up. Your punches and kicks look good. Your kicks really look good. And I'm sure you're training your ass off at TFW, so your ground game might be really good now. Golden Hands was one that for sure he could be pro. Turtle, Hummingbird, hell, Q-Tip, the Cobra. These are all people that have the potential. I mean, everybody's got the potential. Don't get me wrong. But these are ones that I see that are taking, a lot of them are taking those necessary steps to pursue that path. So they're showing skill, but they're wanting to improve on that skill. The worst thing you can do is have that natural talent and then not capitalize on it, not get that training in. Yeah, we've had some teeth knocked out. I think Dad had a tooth knocked out. I think we thought Bam Bam had one knocked out or cracked. I mean, how to enroll in the Scrapyard? Join the Facebook group. That's going to be the best way. It's the one with 20,000 subscribers or members, or the pinned topic at the top of the page that says Scrapyard Fighting at Gmail. You can message me there, but that's the second method. Do I have a favorite Scrapyard match? You got to think, guys, I've seen every match, so that's a little bit of an overload. I know that Jay Gotham versus Preacher's Son is regarded as being one of the best matches. I think Arm & Hammer versus True Grit was one of the best. I think Arm & Hammer versus Golden Hands was very underrated. Very underrated. It just didn't get the attention that it should have. Anytime that you see heavy levels of skill being traded back and forth, that's going to be my favorite matches. Not necessarily, nothing to do with knockouts or crazy submissions or anything. Yangshi versus Scarecrow was a good match because those guys threw some pretty crazy kicks. So it's the talent factor, the flash, that stands out. Yes, he is the one that says 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. We don't have air horns, guys. We need an air horn. Somebody get us an air horn so we can do that. People need to know that there's 5 seconds left, and 4, and 1, and 30. You know what you should do, Jeremy? You should say 2 minutes left. Then count down until 1. No, don't do that. Please don't do that. You don't want to get replaced. I could. I like listening to you guys's. Oh, it fell in the porta potty. Yuck. Why was it in the bathroom? Who brings an air horn into the bathroom? You got it out? Oh, no. You understand if you push it after it's been in the toilet that has poop in it, then it's going to spray poop all over the place. And you shook my hand. Oh, jeez. Ah. Oh. That would spray all over the ring. Oh, jeez. You're horrible. I think we should have Solo. I think I should have him record voiceover for Jeremy for one of the fights where he can just be like, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, I actually have that on voice recording. Got a message here. Cool. Top Knocker and Noodle Knocker will be there. Okay, and he's bringing another person too. Yes. Okay. I wish I could say like who my favorite fighters in the Scrapyard are, but I have to say that they are all equal in my eyes, and I hold no bias. I do, Mike. I just don't get a chance to watch all of them. It depends on, it depends on what's going on. Man, if I see a beach match, I'm clicking on it. If I see a Reckless Rico match or a Baby Hulk or somebody that I know, a fair play match, man, I'm watching that. But it is hard to keep up with all the rising stars. Yeah, I try, but I try to watch West Coast stuff. I try to watch main branch stuff. Yeah, but you got to realize like how busy I am. I do got a lot of stuff going on here, and let's see, maybe I don't have it.
Number 10.
Oh, here we go.
Number 8.
We're gonna do this. I'm editing this in the video.
Number 7.
Yeah.
Number 6. Number 5. Number 4. Number 3. Number 2. And number 1. Yeah!
Thanks, Solo. I need more stuff like that. This is my editing files. It takes a lot to learn how to edit videos, you guys. You don't even know. Like, I've had to teach myself so much. Yo, if I get a custom belt, will you sign it before I get famous? You want me to sign it? Jeez. I'd be honored. Oh, let me talk about belts really quick, guys. So what we want to do is, if you are a belt holder or a former belt holder, first off, I want to make a plaque that lists all of our fighters and former champions on it. I want to do that, but what I want to do also is, if you are a title holder, you have the option, if you would like to, of purchasing one of the belts brand new from the company that does our belts for us, and know before you get famous. Oh yeah, dude, I'll do it. But you got to sign something of mine too before you get famous too. It'll be something. It'll be fighting or singing, either way. And you got to get your buddy out here. You got to get your buddy, the slap boxer, out here. That's really cool. I didn't even realize that he was, watching our stuff. Makes you wonder who's watching us. You never know. We get thousands and tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people watching our stuff. You never know. Maybe your idol just saw your fight. Yeah, I got to get up early too. I got the fights. I got to take some stuff downstairs. I got hats and sweatshirts and gear and oh shit. Fuck, I need waivers. Let's see here. Waivers. Sorry. Emergency. Damn it. I might have some, but waivers are always something that we're needing more of. And I got actually a whole bunch of them right here. Okay, we're covered. There's plenty there. Yeah, we're good for tomorrow. Nice. Okay, crisis averted. The fights be posted. I got to edit those first, but if you're early access, which Medical Buds, if you have to be early access. I don't know if you just signed up for if you signed up for early access or exclusive content, but you got to be early access to get the early fights. Now early access we'll get, sometimes I'll finish the video at night and I'll post it up for exclusive content people and hire to see before it goes public. But Kyle Nelson, yes, he reacted to you guys' videos a while. Yeah. Nainoa Dung out there in Hawaii sent me a Instagram message a while back, wants to bring fighters out. But yeah, there's people watching this, man. Sorry, I got off track there. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, anyway, the fights will be posted when I get them edited. So what's going to happen is I'll probably take the best fight of the day and I'll put that one up first, or I'll put up the one that had the most hype, or the two that have the most hype, and then I'll put those up first, and then I'll put the most. But sometimes, sometimes it doesn't work like that. Sometimes I'll record a fight, and I'm so into just the recording aspect of it that I don't really see how great of a fight it is, and might be one of the last ones I post. Yeah, several fighters are famous in different countries. Pookie, Gash, Gumby, yeah. I mean, so one thing that I have access to that you guys don't have is I can go to my analytics in my YouTube studio and I can look at copyright. So if anybody uses any of my video, I can use a copyright strike against them. Now, I only do that when our videos are blatantly ripped off, not when people react. If people react to our videos, I think that's cool. I think it's neat that people have an interest in what we're doing and are watching us. But if people are just ripping them off and not even doing anything with them, it'll say 100% next to that. So like I can go to copyright right now. There's a couple trending ones. Hamlin's goes nuts reacting to insane street beef Shinigami. So that must include our Shinigami. There's 20% of one of our fights in that video. It looks like somebody stole our Pookie fight here. 100% of our Pookie fight, huh? Bosny.
Adobe Premiere Pro is like the top editing software
because the fight that they're reacting to, I took down. So this has got 11,000 views. I took that video down because dude is a pervert. So he's in our group. We didn't know. Oh, get this, guys. I got a video right here with 327,000 views. It appears to be Korean. You guys want to see it? How about I link it to you? It's about Gash. So check this out. Yo, link your clean vocals are my thing. I'm strike them down. No, so the one that I just looked at, I'm not going to strike them because it was a reaction video. And when they did the reaction video, I hadn't taken that video down yet. So they did nothing wrong. I do always go and look. Let's see, I can go date. Okay, the most recent was November 14th, and that was the Shinigami one. 20% of our video. A true underdog story, Crazy Hands versus El Chapo. Winner by TKO. High-end entertainment. 54,000 views, 29,000. So people are reacting to our videos and looking at them and stuff. So I don't mess with that. A lot of times I'll go on their videos and I'll say, hey, thanks for the reaction. And even if it's just a small one that doesn't have a whole lot of views, sometimes I'll go on there and just say, hey, thanks for being respectful. And that's how I met Overtime Hustling. Shout out OTH. When somebody takes your videos and they say good things about the fights and they say good things about the fighters and they give the reaction to it, it's like, why wouldn't I support that? We got like a second conversation going here. How dare you guys have a conversation amongst yourselves in my chat? I'm just kidding. Just because I'm the king, off with their heads. But anyway, shout out OTH. Check them out. Subscribe to them right now, please. Every Sunday, they do breakdowns, reactions to our fights and other Street Beefs fights. Cuzzo, entertaining as hell to watch. So check them out. Is that the first time I mentioned Gash at Juan? Let's see. Medical buds. What do we got going here? Illuminate the State with a $5 super chat donation to the Scrapyard. Thank you so much, bro. It means a lot. You're working on a couple songs. So Illuminate the State, you've actually been doing a lot of work for us as far as making logos. So if you look at Kicking It with Chicken today, and you look at the thumbnail to our video, Illuminate the State made that. He's also been making ones for the Scrapyard. And he's been making ones for the various fighters in the Scrapyard. And sorry, I was reading, but he's been doing a lot of stuff for us, and big time supporter of the Scrapyard. Donates, comes out, flies up, goes to Virginia with us. I mean, hey, Brazil in the house. I love it when you guys from different countries post where you're from and say hi. I love that. International. Let me ask you guys a question. Yes, I did watch some of his backyard fights a long time ago. I watched felony fights. I watched bum fights. I watched Kimbo's stuff back in the day. When I tell you I've been involved in the fight game and a fan and a student and everything you could think of, it's been a part of my life. Anyway, at Juan? Let's see who's he talking about. I think you're thinking of someone else, Juan. I think you were thinking of somebody else. Yeah, I didn't like bum fights as much as I liked felony fights. Were good, but the thing that really turned me off to those was that they would just let each other just pummel each other until they're like hemorrhaging on the ground. It's like, what's the point of that? But yeah, the bum fights guy went on Dr. Phil. That was hilarious. He made Dr. Phil feel about that big. Yeah, they were too graphic, to be honest. Wait, what? I don't think he's saying he's a black belt. You're not a black belt in jiu-jitsu. At least I don't know that you are. You know who complimented me the other day that gave me hey, what's up? Cobra. It was hard to read. Somebody complimented me the other day. That one turned me off as well. Let's see. The guy kept dropping knees. Yep. Damn it, I keep getting like, ugh. Yeah, I don't know. I was talking about something and I forgot what I was talking about. Psh. But yeah. Don't forget. Yeah, I already forgot. I was in the middle of talking about something. See, somebody could just rewind it and find out what I was talking about before I got distracted, and then come back and tell me. It's like going into the past and then going back into the future. Oh, Juan. Same here. When are you going to give me that grappling match, Juan? I gave Juan a surprise grappling match last event. I think I just attacked him. Senor Nuts, yes. It's actually Juan Jitsu. Actually, that's a fighter in the. So he was on the chat the other day. Juan Jitsu. Yes, Juan Jitsu. So the East Coast branch, the main branch, is doing grappling matches now. They're doing grappling matches now. Same rules and everything as us. I've seen it. I think they did grappling matches before in the past, but I just now noticed it. Like I went on Streetbeefs and I was like, oh, a grappling match. And Juan Jitsu was one of them, and I forget what the guy was that his name was that he went against him. But the guy that Juan Jitsu went against commented and said he wanted me in a grappling match. Jordan Brown, are we grappling? Oh, JB, yeah, hell yeah. Dad Jitsu too, yeah. So, I know what I was talking about. I got a really cool compliment from a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that saw my top 5 or my submissions. My what is it? Firechicken's greatest submissions. He said he was impressed, and I thought that was so cool that a black belt would say that about me. And then he asked, like, what belt are you? And I was like, I'm not really a belt, I just have experience. Which, I mean, say what you want, experience is experience. I don't have a belt to back it up, but yeah. Kicking with Chicken, Rose. Oh, it comes up my interview. If you guys want to see my interview with Scarface, it's on Streetbeefs main channel. It has not that many views, 17,000 views. But the fights didn't get as many views back then.
Now, on the 1-year anniversary comes an epic event like nothing the world has ever seen. Triad Combat.
Okay, I don't know why that was playing. Here, you can check out my interview. Dr. Phil kicked him off the stage with the quickness. He did. Okay, I'm going to look it up. I thought I made like a cool thumbnail for it, but it might have been under Scrapyard GoPro. Yeah, thanks. I've been putting stuff under there too. I'm trying to build up Scrapyard GoPro. If you're a fighter, that's where you could go to see some of your alternate angles. It's surprisingly doing really good. So if you guys want to check this out. Oh, anyway, the black belt that complimented me was Pitman. Hold on. The PA Hitman from the main branch. I met him in Virginia when we went over there. Super nice guy. Ears are all cauliflowered and mangled. Yeah, we still have people looking for matches. There's always people looking for matches. I'm asking people if they want to do a grappling match to get some experience of that. It's the winter months. It's hard to find people, so yes, I'm looking for people to do matches. Yeah, I do that. So I don't do it with the main one because I don't have the alternate angle out yet. But on the alternate angle, what you'll notice on my GoPro Scrapyard channel is I always put the names of the fighters because I put some kind of title in there that's going to try to, it's kind of clickbait, like 2 fighters go all out, knockout happens, and maybe it does. And So I do that. But then in the description, I always put the fighters' names, and then I put Street Beef Scrapyard, and then I put original angle, and I put a link to the original angle. So. Do you have that needs matches? Who do I have? Oh, I can't read tonight. Jeez. Who do I have that needs matches? I think it's probably a heavyweight that could use a match. I need a 145-pound MMA fighter. Oh, you know who signed up? The Pacific signed up for tomorrow. I can't wait to see him fight again. I could, but I've already got so much work going on as it is. So, actually, Artie, what I do is I use my community tab on the Scrapyard and the Scrapyard GoPro to cross-promote videos for each other. Like I should have, dude. Watch. I'm gonna try a little experiment. We should say. Actually, that's not gonna work. I have to be logged in to my alternate. Okay, I'm gonna try it on my phone. So I have like a different fan group in the Scrapyard GoPro, and well, multitasking is not my thing, guys. So I'm trying to still talk to you, but still try to accomplish what I'm doing, which I'm going to my Scrapyard GoPro channel. I'm going to the community tab, and I'm going to paste the link to this video that's going on live. And it says live right at the bottom. So hopefully, if you're subscribed to the Scrapyard GoPro, you just got a notification saying that we're live. If you should have got it. So what that's going to do is the 4,500 people that are subscribed to the Scrapyard GoPro channel just got notifications, or maybe most of them. And so what they'll do is they'll see that there's a chat going on, and maybe we'll start to see some more people pouring in. Right now, really quick. Sorry, I'm in my comfortable state. So I'm slumped down a little bit. Ah, no, not that far. What I want you guys to do is, I've already got 22 people that thumbs up this video. That is really cool that I have just as many or more thumbs up as we have people chatting in here. So I would like you guys to just look down below. It's like right there. And just hit that thumbs up really quick. Lets me know that people are watching this, and that it reassures me that you guys appreciate this, and that I'm going to keep doing these. Okay. I like to do these about once a week and just talk to you guys and see the conversations and get to know some more people. So, I'm not, I don't discuss that stuff, but, I mean, the answer is you won't be able to make it to like 12. Do you think fights would have started by then? Fights are probably going to start around then. You're good. Just make sure you sign the waiver, when you show up. If there's not somebody over by the waiver station, make sure you just do it amongst yourself, and then hand the waiver to like me or whoever. So, let's see, multi-tax. Cauliflower almost always sore, if not 100% calcified, and sometimes not. Yeah, so I actually got calcified right in this ear up here. It's not too bad because I drained it. I drained it pretty frequently to try to get as much of that fluid out of it as I could. I could have left it and it would have looked like, oh man, I don't want to mess with that guy. He's got cauliflower ear. But whatever. Some people go lift weights and get all big and intimidating. And then some people just got cauliflower ear. I would be more worried about somebody with cauliflower ear, dude. Oh, jeez. Jeremy, you're too much. You know what, Jeremy? It's like sometimes your comedy is a really, like, I see a lot of like Family Guy in it. Mike Tyson training with Jake Paul just popped up on my Google feed. They're training together, so they're not going to fight each other. But that's cool. That's cool that Jake would oh, that would be cool, Lion. As long as you ain't lying. All right, guys. Man, we still got like a bunch of people in here, and I really appreciate everybody giving the video right down below a thumbs up, because I do, believe it or not, I do have like haters that I try to like think like, you know, is it a neighbor, is it a family member, is it a jealous acquaintance, is it a jealous distant something, you know, like, is it somebody I blocked in the chats? What is it? Who gives the videos a thumbs down? Like, I feel like they're just wasting a lot of their time. And you know why they're wasting a lot of their time? Because YouTube's getting rid of the thumbs down button. There won't be any more thumbs down. So you can just freaking be all hateful behind your computer screen and nobody's gonna know. Oh, thank you for subscribing to GoPro. Who's the heavyweight? I have to look. I had Vic Jr. signed up, but he had to back out. So then there was somebody else. Oh, Yano. Yano signed up. So I need a level 1 heavyweight. You can look up Yano and engage his but he's a newer fighter. Pinoy. Yeah, he backed out too, I think. But oh man, 28 thumbs up. 28. Can we hit 30? If you're in here and you're listening to me talk right now, just hit the thumbs up. That way we can really make those thumbs down, those haters just be so mad because there's 28, 30 or more thumbs ups, and it just makes their thumbs down look even worse. So thank you, everybody. We're up to 29 thumbs up. Cauliflower trumps everything. Yeah, it's pretty intimidating. Derek messaged me. Let's see. Gimp. What's Gimp got to say? You guys need to get a hold of each other. Jeez. Okay, this is stuff that I got to deal with, guys. It's me keeping things. Yeah. I guess I got to start a topic in our Facebook group and get these two people that aren't friends to communicate so they can get the ride and get to the scrapyard tomorrow. How do you say? Oh man, I'm so. We'll get it. We'll get this. Yeah, we'll get it. Let's see. Devontae. Okay, let's see. Isn't my @ symbol working? I guess I could tag people. And then Derek. Okay, there we go. Done. made an actual post in the Scrapyard group tagging the 2 people that need to get a hold of each other. Okay, they got a message. They're hooked up. Good. I can delete that post. Oh, geez. Hey, let me ask you guys a question. So look, if I took like, hey, RD, thank you. Really appreciate you being in the conversation, your input. Oh, he's got experience. You can look at the section of our Facebook group, the sign up section, and see if there is a heavyweight with experience. Because I let me look. Hey, good night, Hojo. Thank you for the chat. Okay, I'm gonna go into the event section, everybody. I'm gonna look and see what heavyweights we got signed up. Let's see. That's this event. Yeah, here we go. Okay, signups. Who do we got? No Limit, The Boar, Youngblood, Uncle Lambo Slice, Yano 245, Ruckus 144. Could use a 144 guy, something around there. I have a feeling that we're gonna get a few people that are a good size for him. Oh, it wasn't Vic Jr. It was Kang. Sorry, Kang and Panoy the Boy. I might say that wrong. Sorry. Are signed up for heavyweight, but they are gone now. So JR, Black Panther, Scotty Showtime, Killer B. Let's see, Killer B level 1, 205. Little Italy. I'm going to delete that because he's not going to make it. Slim Gotti, Crazy Legs, Yupon, The Pacific, yes. Big Ounce, 120. Oh, I'm gonna need somebody small. I need somebody like Karate Kid to show up. Somebody message Karate Kid. Oh, signing up for a friend. So, look. Oh, that's BJJ, 270, unknown. Pitbull, BJJ, UK. Okay, so that's pretty much what we got. But I think like guys like Scotty Showtime and some other people are going to bring out some friends. They're going to hop in there. Plus, if you sign up to fight tomorrow, if you fill out a waiver to fight, plenty of 180s. Yeah, I think I might have a match for you already. If you want more than one match, you can get it in tomorrow too. No limit, because there's a couple different guys. You don't get Bora again though. You're 10 minutes behind the whole video. That's why you're talking about stuff that we were like done talking about. Jeez. But don't accidentally hit the report button. No, don't do that. 30 thumbs up, guys. Can we get a 31? Can we get a 31? Going once, going twice. I know there's somebody hesitating. They're like, I don't know if I should give it a thumbs up. I don't know if I've gotten my full amount of worthiness to get the thumbs up. Let's see. Black Goku versus Kid Buu. I did see that fight. I met Kid Buu live in Virginia. What was I looking up? Damn it. I don't know, man. Whatever. 31. Ah, snaps. 31. You guys are awesome. Let's see. Yeah, 31. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. 31, 32. Yeah. Oh, I got people. So I always have to look at my, I don't know if you guys know about this, but Facebook has a hidden folder. So like if you get a message from somebody, you have to look at your hidden messages once in a while. It says Robert. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that already. But I get lots of people wanting to sign up for the fights, and I'll have messages floating in my my folder there, and I won't know about them, so I have to check that every once in a while. When is Gash scheduled to fight? Gash is living in over on the East Coast. Living in. Oh. So it's a little bit harder to get her to come out to fight, but when her coach says she's good to go and all that, she'll come back out and fight. But she stays pretty active, like in our in our chats and stuff. Harley Quinn, what's up? You're late, but that's okay. Anomaly has been on Teach Me Grappling, and Coach Brian Peterson loves the guy and also says he's very skilled. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Thanks for the update. Man, this has been a good. I like these kicking with chickens that are good like this, you know. And thanks everybody for the thumbs up. I'm good tonight. I'm just hyped for the event tomorrow. I still got stuff to take downstairs and kind of get ready. I'm going to get up early. People are going to start showing up, but it's okay. Everything's going to be good. Any thoughts on adding a fight timer to the screen for each round? Yeah, I probably could. Problem is when if there's something that happens, like a mouthpiece gets spit out, then it disrupts that, and so it can add more time. So if you didn't notice, I already added a 10-second timer, so you guys can see the countdown. But I don't really want to add a higher timer than that because it would get too labor intensive for my editing. Lonnie, it's going good. How are you tonight? Looking forward to the videos after. What do you think about title fights being 5 rounds? I think 5 rounds is a long video for people to watch. You got to figure we're living in the age of TikTok where you're used to seeing a 1 minute long video. There's a lot of people that won't click on a video unless it's 3 minutes or less. So that's unfortunate. Some of our best fights are 10 minutes long. But we got a couple new people in here. Hey, would you guys please give this video a thumbs up to help out the YouTube algorithm and get it suggested to people? Appreciate it. It's just that button right down there that says thumbs up. My parents, are you making one of them Tic Tacs? Yeah, we just do 3-minute rounds for the title fights. I think if anything, it would be 4 minutes. I think 5's a long time. You just hit like. You did 36 likes. This might be one of our most liked lives of all time. Are you making one of them Tic Tacs? Man, it's 11 o'clock. Jeez. I got to get the cage vacuumed out tomorrow. Yes, that's something we have to do. Okay, I got an email from somebody. Let me see. I'm going to answer that really quick. I think it's somebody from the chat here. So if you're JS, then I just replied to your message. So, and if you're listening to this, I do have somebody that is, they might be a little bit heavier than you, a little bit, but I actually rake it out to get the big leaves out, and then I use a shop vac, and I suck up the pine needles and everything. My favorite UFC weight division would be 205, I would say. Yeah. Heart in the Fight. Welcome. Hey, I caught a little bit of your guys' live tonight, and I tried to span this out a little bit so it wasn't running. I don't know how late you guys went on yours, but I didn't want to interfere. But hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. Heart in the Fight. Been with Streetbeefs for a long time now. Now, I notice you guys are in the family section of the Streetbeefs YouTube channel. So congratulations. I think I'm lighter than even Gash, to be honest. Gash is like 165, 160. But yeah, it's going good, Jennifer. How's it going with you? 36 thumbs up on the video, guys. Oh, no. No. I think I just broke my chair. That's not good. Means I got to get a new chair. I got this one at a garage sale, too. Hey, this thing was like free. 37, nice. This chair was like free, so I got my money's worth out of it. Definitely got my money's worth. I bet you I could fix it. I bet you I could tape it. Oh, jeez. Yeah. 37 thumbs up. Man, you guys are awesome. And finally, not the only chick in here. Hey, maybe it's a guy and his name's Jennifer. I have been used as a threat to chairs everywhere. Firechicken, you say you were 38. You look way younger. I've heard that. Actually, you're probably your second person today to tell me that. So, thank you. Yeah, graduated high school in 2001. Jeremy, I'm gonna freaking mute you for the rest of the day. Oh, geez. I don't know. I try to take care of myself. I try to exercise and eat good. And pretty much the only thing I drink is water. So, yeah. Oh, I'm just sorry, guys. I'm just like sad about my chair breaking. Where'd you get your hat made? I had my hat made from. Hold on. I gotta look it up. It's a company. Lid Launch, I think. Yeah, Lid Launch. I was thinking 20s. Ooh, that's a compliment. I know I don't get ID'd anymore. Yeah, I think Lid Launch. And so it's all stitched. You can have raised stitching in it too, so it has more depth to it. And there's a lot of customizing. You can pick different types of hats, different sizes, beanies, whatever. So I found the images online. It looks like an image you would just find online, but I actually went and I found different images and I put them together and I edited them to make this. Thanks Heart in the Fight. I feel like it's missing something though. I wanna on my next batch maybe add something to it. Maybe make the image bigger or put another image in it or something. The ones that the West Coast makes, that Martin makes, those are fire. Those Streetbeefs hats. I wear mine everywhere. I got to get a new one from him because my dog chewed on it a little bit. Yeah, they do that. Thanks everybody for the thumbs up on the video. Oh, somebody gave me a thumbs down. I do have a hater. Huh. Somebody gave me a thumbs up, thumbs down. So look, for you that's still watching right now that gave me the thumbs down, you're not going to be able to do that soon because YouTube's taking away the thumbs down, so you can just dry hate from the other side of your computer screen and just be pathetic. Yep. You'll never get in the ring. You'll just hate and hate and hate and let us just succeed. Dry hater. Yep. I actually don't want the thumbs down to go away. I actually want it to stay because I feel like it gives a little bit of insight to the creators and to the fans. Like if you click on a video and there's a thumbs down, like a whole bunch of thumbs down, like way more than thumbs up, like, well, I'm not getting political here, guys, but if you go to the White House and you watch their videos, look at the thumbs down to thumbs up ratio. Or say you find a car video on how to change your alternator and it's got 50 thumbs down and 2 thumbs up. Are you going to watch that video? I mean, really, are you going to waste your time? No. But, you know, if you click on old Firechicken's video and it's got 38 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down, I think that's a pretty safe bet that people enjoy the conversation that we're having. So. Oh, those thumbs up are done by bots? No, they're not. I don't believe that. I get some bots leaving comments in my videos sometime, but I actually changed this settings on YouTube so that you can't leave links. So now it just pops up as a message, like a comment request. So 2 more thumbs up, and I'm gonna can this this live session, guys, because I do got a lot of stuff to do.
God, I'll like the video.
My kid just said he'll like the video. I think there should be a rational comment when someone leaves. I think so too. If you're willing to give it a thumbs down. So actually, here's what happens. Somebody you put out a video, somebody disagrees with what you say, and they say a super negative, hateful comment, and you defend it because it's against one of your fighters, and you say, hey, I don't like that, you know, I don't think you should say that to, you know, whatever. You defend your fighters, right? And then they end up going back at you again. You just say, you know, I'm not going to deal with this, and you just hit the block button, and so they're blocked off your channel forever. Well, they can still come on and give it a thumbs down. So that's like the only thing left. Are you really using up all my bracelets?
These are 3 different bracelets or 3 different things.
Oh, okay. So that's literally like the only thing left that they can do. So my kid went and put a thumbs up. He's trying to get me off the computer. So somebody else needs to give it a thumbs up because that's going to get my 40 and I'm going to shut it down. But that's literally like the only thing left that they can do is give it a thumbs down. And eventually the thumbs down will be gone and they won't be able to do anything. Huh. 40 thumbs up. All right, guys. That's it for tonight. It's been 2 hours and 20 minutes, and it's been fun the whole time. But you know what? I think I've had enough fun for today. I got to save some of that fun for tomorrow. And so I'll see everybody bright and early. Fighters, you are, yep, it's reading 40 on my end too. So fighters, again, 10 a.m., staff, 9 a.m. All right, good night, guys. Firechicken out.